Mr. Speaker, a thriving middle class drives our whole economy, but right today, middle-class Canadians are just as likely to move down the income scale as move up. Their earnings are flat, household debt is 166%, three-quarters don't have a pension, two-thirds worry that their kids won't do as well as they did. Cutting excessive EI payroll taxes would help. Filling a $3 billion hole in the Build Canada Infrastructure Fund would help. Clearing barriers to higher education would help. Will the government do these sensible things to drive more economic growth for middle-class Canadians?
The Honourable Minister of State for Finance.
Well, Mr. Speaker, if the Liberal Party wants to help the middle class, perhaps the first thing they could do is pay back the money that their leader was charging charities. Certainly the middle class would be happy with that. Unlike the Liberal leader who has no idea what it's like to be in the middle class, our government has cut taxes 160 times for ordinary Canadians. Mr. Speaker, 160 times, so Canadian families with two children receive approximately $3,400 more in their pockets every year. That helps middle class.
The Honourable Member for Wascana.
Mr. Speaker, this government's first official act in office was to increase personal income tax rates. Then they taxed out of existence $25 billion in middle-income savings. They've imposed higher taxes on consumer products, on credit unions, on small business owners. They're imposing $5.2 billion in excessive job-killing conservative payroll taxes. They brag about tax cuts for so-called typical families, but 70% of Canadian families don't fit their definition of typical. Why is the middle class on their enemies list?
The Honourable Minister of State for Finance.
Mr. Speaker, of course, the Honourable Member is wrong. 160 tax cuts putting money back into the pockets of Canadians. The Liberal leader has ideas. The Liberal leader has ideas that will take this country down the same road as Greece and Detroit. Mr. Speaker, the Liberal leader, I'm not surprised with a party where their leader believes that don't worry about the budget will balance itself. Mr. Speaker, he's the last that this country needs to listen to when it comes time to taxes.